And good day. Today we're having a look at this, another BlackRidge product. Now this is an air spray gun with a 10 litre paint tank, so it's a big devil, this one. This has been supplied to me from Supercheap Auto to have a bit of a look at it and give you my opinion on it. So I'll just turn the box around, and again it's pretty much the same on the three sides till we get to the all-important specifications. Now I'll just reposition the camera because this is a bit heavy to pick up. And here we are, the all-important specifications. Tank size, 10 litres. Nozzle size, 2mm. So it's a good size opening. It's going to push a lot of material through at a pretty good rate. So bear in mind with your compressor. You're going to need maximum operating pressure of 58 pounds per square inch. Minimum air consumption is 150 litres per minute. So you're going to definitely need a good size compressor for this. It's got Nitto style air fittings included, I should say. And it does, all right, look at this, it's got a thing down here suggesting that you look at the size of your air compressor belt drive for the large units, which I've already got one, so we're in business with that. And we'll open up the box and check out what's inside. So here goes, got my little trusty knife again. We're opening it for the first time, so no idea what's in here. So probably can't see anything. Here we go. Righto, I'm going to have to go and move this out of shot to get it out of the box. It's a bit on the big side. That's actually hard to get out of the box. So, get all this separate, and I might lay it out on the table, make it a bit easier to see what we've got. And here we are. I've now got everything out on the table. This is the lid, and it's clunking away. It's nicely made. Its welds look pretty decent. Got a rubber lip on it, which is good. I'll lift the pot forward so you can actually have a look in the pot, and there you go. That's quite a heavy duty one, so that's definitely going to take the pressure, which is something that's always a concern. You've got locking clamps on the side, which just come over, quite easy to do them up. We have a little handle here, so that just screws in on the top, which is over there, probably a bit hard to see there. I'll come back to that. We've got a couple of hoses supplied. These are screw fittings, so just bear that in mind. Make certain that your compressor can handle those. We have the pressure gauge, which is rather nice. It looks reasonably well made again. A bit of metal, just tin on the outside, it looks like that, but all the screws seem to be pretty decent. And again, with any of these sort of fittings, always make certain you've got yourself a bit of tape, a bit of plumber's tape. This was supplied to me from Supercheap Auto as well, and just make certain you've got them wrapped up. Stops a bit of leaking, although you don't get a lot, but anything that you can stop leaking is well worth it, so definitely get the tape if you get a pot like this. I'll put that aside. We've got some tools that comes with it. Oh, bits dropping out there. We've got some tools. What's that, a cleaning kit in there, so we'll pop that down. As you can gather, I haven't actually looked at this. I've just taken it out, put it straight on the table. And this is the gun that's supplied. It's all metal, and I'll just open it up. So here we go. Take it out. So she's an all metal gun. Yeah, the pressure needle, nice and easy to move. Looks like it's going to be easy to clean as well. Not bad at all. fits nice in the hand. It's a good feel to it. I quite like that. Got the little hook, of course, to hang it up. Put that aside, and we've got our instructions, and with the instructions we've got ourselves a BlackRidge label. Everybody loves stickers, so there's another one. Pretty nifty, I like that. And the instructions now, I'm going to come back after I've had a good read of them, but before that I'll open them up and we'll let you have a quick look inside. So if there's anything exciting, just simply pause the page. You might be able to read it with a bit of luck. Generally they're pretty straightforward. Haven't really found anything in them that is scary as such, but they do warn about, you know, don't let children near the place, make certain that everything's clean, you're working in a safe environment, no loose clothing around compressors, etc, etc. So pretty straightforward. I will have a read of it. I'll get back to you in a few seconds. I have had a read of the instructions, and there is a very important note in there. It's to do with these little clamps. If this pot contains air pressure and you release these clamps, there is a chance that this lid will pop off with a rather nasty explosion, and I personally would not want to be around near this thing if it explodes. It also warns you, if the tank is damaged, replace it. Don't attempt to fix it yourself. It's just not worth it. Again, the tank could rupture, and if you're near it or one of your friends happens to be near it, it could be a rather nasty surprise for everybody involved. Don't do it. Replace it with a new one if it gets damaged. So they're important things to remember. Now, there is a warning to do with the seal in this particular unit, some chemicals not to use. It can be reactive to the actual gasket itself, and again, not good for your painting experience, I think would be the best way to term. Now, it goes on to say halogenated trihydrocarbon solvents such as trichloroethane and ethylene chloride can be chemically react with aluminium as well. So they're chemicals not to use in there, otherwise you'll weaken the actual pot itself, and you will not have a pleasant painting experience. Another thing of interest in the instructions, this particular tank can withstand a maximum pressure of 80 pounds per square inch, so don't pump it beyond that. Not a good thing to do. You've got a little gauge down here, and the gauge is there for a reason, so make certain you use it correctly. Don't, you know, be fooled into thinking that you can actually pump more pressure through it than what it's designed for. You may get away with it, but by Jesus, if you don't, I wouldn't want to be standing next to this tank, that's for certain. Now, overall quality on everything is pretty impressive actually. I'm impressed with the weight of this tank. It's actually quite heavy. Little carry handle on the top there. Probably if I lift that up a little bit more, you'll see it just sitting there. There it goes. I've just popped it on there just lightly. Yeah, so I'm rather looking forward to taking this out and pumping it, a bit of air through it from the compressor, and see what it can do. But that's going to be another video. This one is just simply to show you what comes in the box. Now, the kit comes with a little Nitto adapter, which is rather nice, and you use obviously the orange one, orange air hose. Comes off this side here, which goes to your spray gun itself. Now, you do have an air pressure release valve, which is sitting on the side here. I don't know if you can see it there properly. I'll zoom in a little bit, and there it is there. So that's the little thing there, so you can give that a bit of a tug, release the pressure inside. Remember, always release pressure with this little device here. A little pull on the side, it'll release any of the air pressure. If you don't do that, if you try to open it with air pressure in it, look, you can still unclamp this. Yeah, sure, that's easy. But what's going to happen? The pressure is going to force that lid off, and if you happen to be in the wrong side of it when you're undoing it, this thing is going to come towards your face, and I can assure you it will do a lot of damage. You do not want to be hit by this thing with maybe 80 pounds of pressure in this thing. coming straight at you. You might as well, you know, put a gun to your head and pull the trigger. It's about the same sort of scenario. It's in the instructions not to do it, so make certain you read the instructions, fully understand how dangerous this thing can be if you don't you know, do the correct procedure, which is release all the air pressure first. Another good thing is disconnect the actual hose itself, disconnect it from the actual compressor so that it cannot get refilled. So that's something to bear in mind, or turn the compressor off completely. But if this thing gets pressurized and you're releasing it and you're nearby, well, yes, I think we'll be reading about you in the local mortuary guide from our local cemetery, because I think this thing would kill you if it blew up. So just take care and you won't have any problems whatsoever. Instructions are there to be read, they are there to be understood, and I thoroughly recommend you read it when you're dealing with a unit this size. Apart from that, it looks fantastic, very, very well made. I'm very impressed with it. I will be putting it to the test later. Obviously, I won't be doing it in here. It'll be outside, but that's going to be another video. One thing I've learnt, make certain you put the handle, this little bit on here first, because if you try to put the pressure gauge on, and then you come back, then if you come back later and try and put this handle on, let's come up the top here, if you try and put the handle on after you've put on the pressure gauge, it hits. So make certain this goes on first, pressure gauge on next. And here it is. I've just roughly assembled it for you. So this particular hose goes off to the gun, so it's just connected there. So orange one, there's actually an arrow on the back of the pressure gauge here showing you that that's the outflow for the air. On the back we've got connected the I'll just turn it around a little bit for you. On the back here, that's the air pressure in. You do get supplied with a Nitto style connector. There's only one of those. We also have looks like a little push style with a bolt, or nut I should say, so that'll slide through so you can pop that in. I'm assuming that's because people have different types of compressors, so depending on which one you've got as to what is convenient for yourself. Tools are rather interesting to look at. You've got a couple of different shapes in them. They seem to fit everything quite nicely, work quite well, and the all-important little bottle brushy cleaner type thing, so that's pretty impressive as well. So there you go. I'll be putting it to the test later. I've got a fence that I'm going to actually be painting, and this particular unit is going to be doing it for me. Fence, I believe, should be, well, hopefully in next week. So another video within 2 weeks of this thing actually in use, showing large capacity 10 litres being sprayed onto a brand new fence. It's definitely worth watching, and I'll give you a final report on what my thoughts are on this entire unit, and whether it's good, bad or indifferent. At the moment I'm very impressed, but like everything, put it to the test, yeah, I might change my mind. Don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, in between, thanks for watching, greatly appreciated. Any comments you have, feel free to pop them below in the comment section on the YouTube video. If you have a question and it's a technical one and I cannot physically answer it for you, I will ask on your behalf direct to Supercheap Auto, which are obviously in contact with BlackRidge, and we'll be able to get a proper answer for you. And apart from that, greatly appreciated you taking your time to make a comment. Please, I did say down the bottom there, please write a comment. Even if you don't like the video, just put a comment down there, and thumbs up is always appreciated. If not, it doesn't matter. Thanks for watching anyway. All the best till next time.